Hey guys, so I'm going to be making a couple of videos here to try and show you a method to make your individual components work. And you don't have to do this, but it's just a way that's been working pretty well for me. I kind of showed it to Shelby, and we already have a lot of similarities, um, but we also have a lot of differences. And we're going to start with one of the biggest differences that we had. So I started right from the ground up, and I was like, okay, so I'm going to be asking 20 questions, and I should probably just make a question object that's going to contain all the information required to ask a question and have its value assigned to it. And that way, when I have my game handler, as I like to call it, I can just populate an array list within that handler with these objects, and that way all these methods and all the object information isn't technically actually stored inside my handler. It's actually stored in its own object. So when I go to present a question, I can just pass in a question object. I don't have to go searching through arrays and matching stuff up with the correct question, the correct responses for each question, and so on and so forth. And I think this is a really straightforward and effective way of doing that, is just by having a question object. So as you can see, every time I construct a question, I'm going to have a whole series of strings. And so my Q, my Charlie Alpha, Alpha 1, Alpha 2, Alpha 3. So this is the question, this is the correct answer, this is an answer 1, an answer 2, and an answer 3. Obviously, these Alpha 1, 2s, and 3s aren't the correct ones, but they need to be in there so that the user has some choice. I also assign a value right away to that question. And of course, I have the methods that I am going to be required to use. So I have a get question, get correct answer, get alpha 1, get alpha 2, get alpha 3, get the value. And I also have a Boolean statement that the handler can invoke on the question, or I guess any class can invoke on the question, and determine whether or not it was answered or not. So if I have it in a list, and I'm going to go through the list in a random order, and I may end up returning a question that I've already asked, and I don't want to ask the same question twice to the user, so I need to have that Boolean statement in there. So I have is answered, and I have answered, which is a void method that once a question is answered, I invoke it on that question object, and it sets it to true so that I know not to go back and ask it again. Okay, so that's this first video, just quickly going through the question object. And in the second video, I'm going to go through probably my handler just to show you how that's going to work. So stay tuned for that one.